Today I'll test the ability of AI to build real website using 5 most popular AI tools for this task. And I don't want it to be like other videos about building things with AI. I want to check and show the real raw results, no reprompting, no rewriting, even if the results aren't impressive. It should be fast and effective. Nowadays everyone's talking about vibe coding. We are flooded with videos and posts showing how effortless it is to build your app or website. And if you want to be successful, to stay relevant in this new AI era, you need to be aware of it. Of course, you'll lose to your competitors if they are building 3 websites a day for test their hypothesis while you stuck doing the same in a month. That's what I thought. But the more I think about it, research and try to use it, the more I talk to other business owners and colleagues in big tech, the more I realize it's still barely used in a real-life processes at large tech companies. It also takes time and effort to cut through all this noise with the new tools popping up every day. And don't forget that you have to learn and test each of these tools, and almost always it costs money. Therefore, I am creating this video to save your time and make it easier for you to understand and decide which tool best fits your needs. And here's what we are going to do today. First, we'll start by creating a detailed prompt. It will be the same for every tool so we can compare them fairly. Then we'll test each service one by one using this prompt, highlighting the advantages and disadvantages of each. In the end, we will compare all the results side by side. By the way, I am a product designer with more than 8 years of experience building products, helping mission-driven founders and launching my own startups. My mission is to design usable products that solve real-world problems and help others to do the same to achieve their dreams. Alright, let's dive in. I didn't want to type some lazy prompts like make me a portfolio website. We can do better than that. So I use what I call the second doctor technique. Instead of writing the prompt myself, I had another AI to do it for me. And here's the thing. I have already done a lot of research and prototyping for my new website. I know my ideal clients, I've mapped out the services I offer, the blogs I want to include, even the ones I don't. After years of experience, you start to feel where you bring the most value, and that's what I'm feeding into this prompt. I asked the AI to give me several versions, so I could pick the best match, and then ask it to refine this one even further. Here's the tip, AI always has more in the tank. Never settle for the first answer. Push it. So, as you can see, the second attempt gave us a much better prompt. So I copied, tweak a few small bits, and now we have solid, high-quality prompt to work with. The prompt is solid. Now comes the real test. Will the first tool, Bolt, turn it into something worth showing? Bolt is a vibe code tool where you can create web and mobile apps. Like almost every AI tool, it has an input field where we can drop in our prompt. And it's exactly what I did. I added a bit of formatting to help it understand better, and boom, it starts working. Watching this visual code process is kind of hypnotizing, almost like staring at fire or flowing water. But it finished pretty fast, and here's what we got. And honestly, it's pretty clear. I even think it could work with just a few content tweaks and design refinements. Let's push it further so. I asked it to move this video blog and also change the review section so I can see 2 reviews on the screen. As you can see, it understood me perfectly, no extra effort needed. From my last time I used it in beta a year ago, it has seriously evolved. But I'm curious, will the next tool break or level up the result? Next up is the most popular one, Claude AI from Anthropic. We already know our process, so I immediately paste in our prompt. And I really like the loading logo animation. Look, it has several states, one for thinking, this one for typing an answer, and this one for coding process. Did you catch this little detail? That's the kind of things separate a great product from the ordinary one. Once again, we wait a few seconds and watch this visual coding process. And here's the result. We can already see it's different from what Bolt gave us. I'm not a fan of the review section or the placement of the block with video. I think it's a great way to test all these tools with the similar tasks. So I asked it to reposition the video and change the review section to show just one review on the screen. The coding process kicks in again, and just like before, it understands me perfectly. But there is one issue. The slider in the review section isn't working. Other than that, everything else looks fine. Honestly, I expected better result from the Claude AI. But can the next one take it even further? Lovable is another tool like Bolt focused on building websites and apps. I throw in my prompt and wait for the result. The interface and overall concept are almost the same as Bolt or Claude AI. Looks like we have got a UX pattern here. Let's check out the results. Lovable choose interesting Tiffany color. Also, you can see that all elements are interactive and have hover effects. I kinda like it. We also get much better content and layout here. Time for another test. I use the same commands to move block with video and update the reviews section. And it delivered exactly what I asked for. Lovable handled it better than I expected. But what happens when we bring in V0? The most developer-focused from them all. I like the Vercel design style. It has that perfect developer vibe. Once you land on the site, you immediately start feeling like Mr. Robot, and you can't stop investigating. I pasted my prompt and was met with an interface almost identical to the previous tools. And just like that, I got my results. You can see all the hover effects working as expected. Next, I quickly tested its ability to understand changes using the same block with video position task. And as expected, it handled it just right. Also, check out this glass effect in the header. A nice little detail. Feels like we are in a developer playground with V0. But Framer brings a whole different vibe. At first, you can't easily find the AI features in Framer. It's a website builder made for designers, and not many of them are even aware of its AI capabilities. To access it, you need to press Command or Ctrl+K, then type Generate a page to open the hidden AI input field. I pasted my prompt and waited. Okay, it gave slightly different result using the same prompt. Previous tools moved in a similar direction, but this one feels a bit different. It's also tricky to figure out how to make changes using AI. There is a button at the bottom of the page, but it only appears when you focus on the whole layout. I found out that it's supposed to be a button like this near every section, but it looks like something changed. I regenerated the entire page and played around with the styles. There are a lot of combinations you can explore. It's honestly not bad as a starting point for the personalized inspiration, or even as a first step in your project to help you find the right vibe. We have seen 5 of the most popular AI vibe code tools in action. Here they are, side by side. Now you can see all 5 sides and decide for yourself which one you prefer. Right now, most of these tools still have limited flexibility. You can't fully customize everything yet, and that makes it tough to build a truly functional production-ready site. But the progress, it's wild. Compared to the generative design tools I tested in my last video, this is a huge leap forward. Based on my experience, I recommend testing all of these tools and then choosing the one you feel most comfortable with. And if you're like me, passionate about creating usable products that solve real-world problems, then hit that subscribe button. I've got way more hands-on breakdowns, design deep dives, and AI experiments, and you are not gonna want to miss them.